Hi, my name is Harshita and this is your Dharma Math Science Center tutor tip. Sometimes students have trouble understanding and differentiating between saturated and unsaturated chemical compounds. So in this video, I'll try to define them in simpler terms and give some examples and also talk about how they relate to fatty acids. So saturated compounds are basically hydrocarbons that have only single bonds in them. So some of the examples that I have up here are the part of the alkane family. So there's methane, ethane, and propane. And then a little below that I have cycloalkanes, and then there's like a branched alkane chain. So like anything that has just single bonds will be saturated, will count as saturated. And then moving on to unsaturated, these are kind of like the opposite of saturated. So these are compounds that have at least one double or triple bond between the carbons of the compound. So if you look at this figure over here, this compound has a double bond over here and then a triple bond over here. And then this one has a triple bond over here. And this is a benzene ring with a methyl group. So this has 1, 2, 3 like double bonds. So all of these would come under unsaturated compounds. And the way we learned it, or the way I learned it, is we were taught this concept to better understand fatty acids, and I'm assuming that's what you guys are going over too. So saturated and unsaturated fatty acids are basically like, they follow the same concept except they have these compounds have a carboxyl group attached to them, or something, a similar like structure attached to one end of them. And so like some examples are in this figure on the left, there's a saturated fatty acid on the top, and there's like a glycerol group attached on this end. So this is a structure that you can see in phospholipids. So same with this one, this is an unsaturated fatty acid because it has double bonds, but this is also something that you can see in phospholipids. But other like general chains would be this chain where there's like an actual carboxyl group attached, and that would be like the saturated one because there's only single bonds. And the unsaturated would be this one and this one, where there's a double bond over here, or there's two double bonds over here. And so if there's only one double bond in a structure, then it's called monounsaturated fats, because mono means like one. And if there's more than one, that's polyunsaturated, because poly means many. And the only big thing that we need to remember for saturated and unsaturated fats was saturated fats are more stable and are solid at room temperature, and unsaturated fats are comparatively less stable and are liquid at room temperature. And these unsaturated fats are what we call oils. So that's all I have. Thank you for watching. I hope this was helpful. But if you have any more questions, feel free to ask your professor, to contact them, or you can always come by the Math Science Center and we'd be happy to help.